What is going on, everybody? Welcome to Dylan Talks Tone. Random video Sunday night. I don't know why, but I've just had the little kind of desire to do these every once in a while. And as I think of something that's kind of a little more off topic of the normal channel stuff, I think this is kind of a place to put it, right? So just its own little video. I was going to actually just produce a video, but I thought, I'm going to do this live because I kind of need your help with some of this, and I'd like to get some of your input, okay? So I'm going to give you some things that have been on my mind lately, and then when I get done with that, I've got some notes here just to keep everything kind of legit and not go off on too many tangents. And then we can talk about this. We can talk about it the whole time if you want. We can also chat with. You could use super chats. I'll jump in. You can jump in with a super chat at any time. I'll drop what I'm doing. You probably have. I don't. You may or may not have seen a bunch of videos about quitting YouTube. The first one I saw that really not bothered me, but was just like, oh, that's interesting that he's changing it up, is Matty Hapoya, because he's a photographer, videographer, and that's kind of one of my interests. And then, Rick Beato did a video about why he thinks these quitting videos are dumb, or why. Anyway, long story short, I watched Rhett Scholl talk about it. I watched Marquez Brownlee talk about it a little bit. And I'm not quitting. Somebody gave me a super sticker, so thank you so much. I think that is just a little thing there. Thank you so much. I'm not going to quit. I'm not quitting YouTube, but I want to talk about some things that you need to know about and that I want to share with you because you, as my audience, and I don't even think about it that way, really. I think about it as this is a community that we're all a part of, and I'm just kind of, I don't know, like pushing it along, I guess. That's the way I sort of feel about it. First of all, the number one reason why I'm not going to quit, I'm going to give you some reasons why some YouTubers would quit, why I have almost quit many times. Some of it involves you, some of it involves me. Most of it is just me internally, but I just want to share these things with you because I don't think they're things that you know. You may not know if you don't have experience with this stuff. And then we can chat about this as we go. And this, we can get into some guitar related stuff here in a little bit, but I want to stay on topic with this, okay? For those of you that don't know, I've run my own businesses since I was 17 years old. I've had a real job for about 6 years of my entire life. I managed a collision shop. The rest of the time, I have run businesses and done things on my own. I am a self-starter. I am an entrepreneur. I've built these businesses up. I've sold them, etc. When I was a kid, I had a dream to do two things. One was to have a guitar with my name on it and a guitar product with my name on it. I have accomplished those things with this business. The other thing was to write magazine articles for like a dirt bike or a motorcycle magazine or a car magazine or whatever, and do the things that they did in car magazines when I was a kid. I've also done that. I did that in the power sports industry. So the bottom line is what I do every day. When I get up in the morning, I am living my dream job. This is what I do. What's interesting about it is YouTube is only a really small part of that. But what we do here is my dream job. To have this with my name on it and to have a product that I really believe in, that I know that you will love, I don't have to worry about a return policy. I don't have to worry about that stuff because I love what I do and it shows in the products and I know that you will love it. I really feel confident about that. But outside of work, there's a creative side to all of us. That's why we're here. Guitar players, musicians, everything. Creative stuff, the passion of the creation itself is really, really important to me. So when I make guitar videos, it's not necessarily even about how technical it is or what the content of it is. It's that I really enjoy making the video. I like editing. I like shooting it. I like writing it. I've been writing better lately because I've been writing like with a pen. I really, really enjoy writing. Creative is the goal of me as a YouTube creator, as a video creator, as a photographer. And this doesn't even have to be on YouTube. I'm a photographer. I am a videographer. I've shot for all kinds of other things outside of YouTube, documentary films, all kinds of stuff. I am a photographer, videographer. I love it. So I really love the creative process. It's something that drives me, and it is something that keeps the winding pickups and all that stuff fresh. Okay, so it's just something that's really, 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 really important to me. But there are a lot of things in this space that could make it to where somebody would want to quit. I'm going to tell you the reasons why I would want to. I'm just tired of making YouTube videos. I've been here many times. I'm not tired of them right now. We'll get into that. But I've been to the place many, many times. 1,300 videos in. There's 35 pieces to a guitar? How many times can you talk about capacitors? How many times can you talk about pots? We have really good videos on all kinds of stuff. I'm really confident in the content. I really, really am. We've done a great job. I feel that we've done a great job over the last 10 years making these videos. So you just get kind of tired of talking about the same thing all the time. It's literally like, good grief, how many times do we have to talk about whatever it is? It's just, I have gotten so tired of it. It's like not exciting to me to make the same video over and over again. The same thing with products. Okay, so guitars are cool. I love them. I really love them. I do. I've been doing this since I was a little kid. We ran a guitar store when I was a kid. I have been in guitar shops, coiling cables and moving guitars around since I was probably 3 years old. This is in my blood. The thing is that I know you have felt this way too before, where it's like there's nothing cool coming out, right? So to be passionate about a new product that I am personally excited about every time is tough, because I have a use case that I like, and I don't use everything on the internet. There are a lot of YouTube creators who will just take whatever comes in the door and they'll make a video about it. I feel in my gut that I am more principled about that, and so I just like to do stuff that I like to do. So it makes it very, very difficult. One of the other things that none of you see is the work, the time, and the financial commitment that it takes to do this. To be successful in a creative space, you have to invest a lot of money and a lot of time. We have literally thousands of dollars worth of equipment to make this go, and software and computers and all the things. It is not cheap. Granted, I've accumulated it over 10 years, so it's, you don't feel it. And I've got everything I need now, so it's not like I'm spending a lot of money on cameras all the time. I went through phases where I did, but I don't anymore. So basically, I have everything I need now. But it took a long time to get here. It took 10 years to get here, where I'm like, okay, I'm happy with everything. We don't really need to buy a new camera every year. We don't need to buy, that sort of stuff. The time is unbelievable. It takes, rule of thumb is, for a quick video like this, it could take an hour to edit every finished minute. So if the video is 8 minutes long, it could take me a whole day to shoot and edit it. So we're talking hours and hours and hours. We're talking late nights, early mornings, weekends. Literally never stop. Because don't forget, our percentage of income that comes from YouTube is this big compared to what we need to make a living. So all of the pickup building is priority. But still, we have to do this. And I want to do it because it's a creative outlet for me. But I think a lot of people don't understand at the time and the mental exhaustion. Writing and getting up in the middle of the night and writing an idea down, thinking about it in the shower, like literally before I go to sleep at night, that your brain's just constantly going, constantly going, constantly going. So if we're putting out 4 productions a week, so it's a lot of work. So I think for a lot of folks, it's not something that you realize. You see a 10-minute video, that video took 2.5 days. You know what I mean? That's kind of a rule of thumb, really. So that's tough. So that can rob managing all of it can rob the passion out and the joy out of the actual creative side of it, right? So we've got content that we might get bored about, and we've got the time and just the sheer exhaustion from doing it all. Like, it's just a lot. And then the other thing would be the audience interaction. We could say that this could just be all of the morons in the YouTube comments, but that's not what it's about. Everybody who has a thought or a feeling about guitars deserves to have that thought or a feeling. That's why I don't delete comments. That's why I don't really censor people unless they're like racist or something. Which we've had to do about 6 times in the last 10 years on 1,300 videos. It's like not been that much. So negative comments even are great because it tells us where people are, right? We'll get into it later, but it tells us where people are. The trick, though, is that the folks that expect me to give them time in the comments seldom understand the value of time. So it's hard to actually spend time in the comments in any meaningful way. And what's interesting, too, is that each of the social media platforms have different crowds, okay? So Instagram, there's hardly any negativity. Instagram is creative in nature. People are like, oh, that's cool. I like that. I'm just going to like that because it's cool. Nobody usually, you know, writes stupid comments and angry comments and that kind of stuff on Instagram. Not on my stuff. It's very rare that they do. Facebook is a dumpster fire. Facebook, no one has any sense of humor. No one, I mean, I'm putting funny memes and Epiphone jokes and Harley Benton jokes and stuff. I think they're hilarious. And a lot of people do think they're hilarious, and they get really popular. They get shared hundreds of times. They're funny. But boy, people get bent out of shape. They just absolutely, Facebook is a dumpster fire, man. It's crazy how angry people get. YouTube is less so. You guys on YouTube are awesome. For the most part. There's every once in a while, you'll get a goofball, but everybody's awesome. So even, and then understanding that when I reply to you, something you should understand. Well, let's save that for the other part. But the percentage of bandwidth that I have to spend on a daily basis doing all this stuff means that every time that I engage with a comment on YouTube, it means that it takes away from doing something else. And so I really, really, really try to do as much as I can, but it's tough. So that can get discouraging. That could drive a person to be like, screw this, I'm going home. If you guys know who South Park is. All of those things being said, I am not going to quit. Those things are negatives to being on YouTube and having this media at our disposal. The people that complain, all of those things, the things that I complain about because I'm tired of making these videos, those sorts of things, all of those things combined, if you let them get to you, you can just, it will just, for those of you that want a YouTube channel or are thinking about a YouTube channel, man, just, you really got to give it balance. You really got to give it balance. So I'm going to tell you what I intend to do with this information that I just shared with you. And as an extension of that, I would like to have your help as you listen to these next couple of points about why I'm not, what keeps me from quitting. These are the positive things that keep me from quitting all of this and just going and working at a grocery store. And because this is my life. Like, I don't know if everybody knows this or not, but we don't make our living from YouTube. We make our living from pickups. If I stop making pickups, I have to go do something else, right? So YouTube's, is a creative outlet for me. But what are the things that make me keep going? First of all, I have made a decision. We talked about there are 35 parts in a guitar, and how many times can you talk about them? This does not mean that we are not Dylan Talks Tone anymore. This does not mean we're really changing our content. But I'm going to make content that I want to make. If I want to make it, I'm going to make it. If the video flops, I don't care. I hope it doesn't. And I'm going to be smart about this. But I've already started it. You probably have seen it. I've already started it. In amongst that, and I'm going to give you our content schedule in just a moment because it has not changed. But in amongst that, one of the things that I have always been for the last 10 years, I have always been very passionate about and super principled about is that I am not beholden to anyone. I do not work for anyone. I do not owe anyone anything. I do not owe anyone any money. We do not owe anyone any opinions. We do not owe anyone anything. Brands, viewers, or otherwise. We don't owe anyone anything. We do not ever do a review where we are now beholden to the content and have to say something about it that I don't want to say. We never do it. We've never once done it, and we will never do it. So, for all the people that think that I'm a shill sometimes because I like a Gibson guitar, if I didn't like it, I'd just throw it back in the box. That's why we do the unboxing videos. If it comes out with sharp frets, I'm going to tell you it's got sharp frets. If it sucks, I'm going to tell you it sucks. If Gibson never sends me a guitar again, I don't care. I don't care. We get so few free things that I don't care. Like if I piss off a guitar somebody, I don't care because I told you the truth. 100%. I'm never a shill, ever. Texas Toast Guitars. If I tell you about this guitar and I like this guitar, is it because they're my buddies? I mean, I know them, but I have a bunch of buddies that make guitars that I don't talk about on this channel because I don't. They're my friends, but I'm not going to put their stuff on my channel. I mean, I have lots of, and there's probably some of you are in the, and you're probably, I hope you don't feel offended, but the bottom line is I'm very picky. And if I don't want to put it on my channel, I'm not going to put it on my channel. And so there are a few that I will. I turn down offers daily. There are 2 guitar companies right now that are bugging the crap out of me to do collaborations with them, and I am not interested. I could do it because it's just free stuff that I could talk about, but I am not going to shill for a product that I am not interested in. That doesn't even mean it's got to be bad. I'm just not interested in it. If there's something I'm not interested in, then there's no creative reason for me to make the video. This is about my creativity and about what I like to talk about, okay? So I just want to be really clear on that because as we talk about content and you give me content ideas, just know that if I ever say no or don't do something that you've suggested, it's because A, I'm not interested in it, B, it's not a good enough product for me to represent, and C, I would have to say so much negative about it that I just don't even want to deal with it because I'm not a negative person. I just don't go there in my own head. I just pick things I like and I avoid things I don't like. It's that easy. For me, life is that easy. Like if I don't like something, I just don't do it. And I just focus on the things that I do like. So it just makes it easier to stay positive about all this stuff. The other thing that I hope that you are here for is the fact that something happened in the beginning of the channel that really bothers me to this day, and it is that we became such a Nerdville for capacitors and pots and how things work, which is fine. It's cool. Technical stuff is cool. We like it. We're going to keep doing it. But what happened is I just became this guy who just knew stuff. I don't know if y'all know this, but I have opinions and personalities and I have opinions and a personality and feelings about stuff, and I laugh and carry on a lot and tell jokes all the time and everything, but we just haven't done it in the videos because every time I try to be myself, people are like, they get pissed because I have an opinion. They get pissed because whatever. I don't care what you think. I'm going to share how I feel about stuff. I'm going to have opinions. I'm going to have, thoughts on stuff. I'm going to tell you what I think. Fortunately, with me, whether you know me in person or only online, you're just going to know 100%. You're getting me. Those of you that know me personally in real life know that the way I'm talking right now is the way I talk in real life. Like, I don't put a thing on for YouTube. I don't do that ever. Not one time. And I hope y'all see that, like on Thursday nights, me and Leslie hanging out. I hope so. I hope you see that. Before we get into a couple of things we're adding here, I want to go over our content schedule, which has not changed really. Monday, nerdy guitar video. Usually about setup, usually about wiring, usually about new pickups. Tomorrow it's actually going to be putting P90s in the Gretsch and working on the Bigsby, right? How to make a Bigsby work right. So, great example of proper nerdy video. Mondays. Tuesdays is the podcast. We're changing up the podcast a little bit. We are going to try to make it more appealing to a little bit wider of an audience. I'm going to work on getting some guests. Hopefully, we are going to put some new product spotlights in there because we're not doing the gear news anymore. It was just really hard to sustain that. So I figured maybe we'll put some of the new products into the podcast on Tuesday, which is really cool. Thursdays is our live stream that we always do with our Q&A stuff, which is freaking awesome. And I absolutely love it. And it's my favorite video of the week to make. Absolutely love it. Me and Leslie doing that thing. We've been doing it for over 5 years now. It's the funnest thing. I absolutely love it. And I know you love it because I look at the stats and the videos do really well. And I really, really, really love the fact that you all love that. I just think it's cool. There are some people that are like, women shouldn't be around guitars. And I'm like, well, you're a dumbass. I don't even need you in my audience anyway. Whatever. I like my wife. If you don't like yours, it's not my fault. So, that's super cool. I love that thing. And then on Fridays, we're going to be dropping in. We still kind of do. We drop in a random video on Fridays every once in a while. We're going through our pickup lineup right now, so you'll see a few more weeks of that, and then we're going to do some other stuff. Now, here's the thing. In this whole situation of me just letting you know who I am, me being myself, sharing things, you've probably noticed that some of my personal interests outside of guitars have made it into the videos. I'm not doing a video about pocket knives, but we're doing, you can tell, obviously. We do the knife of the week when I upload a video or when I do an unboxing or, I've always got a knife in my hand. So there are things that are kind of, you're kind of learning a little bit around the edges about some of my other interests. I'm just going to list my other interests outside of guitars so that you know what they are. Firearms. I go to the range at least once a week, mostly twice a week. Knives, obviously, any kind of EDC stuff, everyday carry stuff is awesome. We travel because we have a B-class motorhome and we do a lot of traveling. I'm a cook. I cook almost every day. I'm a coffee freak. I've got 3 coffee grinders and an espresso machine, and I've got every way to make a coffee you could think of, just about. And I like writing instruments, fine writing instruments. So, and watches and all kinds of stuff, RC cars, all kinds of stuff outside of this. So if you see some of that stuff, I'm going to tell you in a couple of minutes where you're going to see more of that. We're not going to let it take over the channel. This is a guitar channel. We're going to not let it take over the channel, obviously. So we have a way to do that. I'm going to tell you about in a minute. Well, I'll just tell you about it now. It's the youtube.com/Dylan and Leslie. Okay. I encourage you to please, if you're interested in us at all, subscribe to that channel. We're probably going to put 2 or 3 videos up there a month. Probably 3 videos a month is realistic for us. But that's where a lot of those other interests are going to go. It just helps me. It's another creative outlet. I have to have these things. If I just live, eat, breathe, and bleed guitars all the time, it just burns me out. So I have to have these other things. I have to go to the range on a random Wednesday at lunch and, just do some target practice, shoot some paper. That's all I do. I have some competition pistols and I have some other pistols and I just a couple rifles and I just go, and I just punch holes in paper. And it's just a Zen thing for me because I only have one good eye. This eye is not good, so I only have one good eye. So, but shooting is something I'm really good at. I've really developed it over the years, so I really enjoy it. So that's a thing. And of course, all the knife stuff and all. You can't talk about firearms on YouTube really, so that's a thing. But which is fine because a lot of people get all bent out of shape because whatever. But anyway. It's just a thing. I just like all that stuff. I just really enjoy these things. And so if you are interested in us at all, and there's a reason we'll get into in a minute why I feel that's important, then the Dylan and Leslie YouTube channel is really, really, really cool. And we're doing a lot of fun stuff there. The other thing that we're not going to do on this channel to keep everything going, and this is where I kind of need your help. I kind of need your help in all of this. I'm looking for your input as we talk, and we'll get back to you. We'll go through the comments here in a minute. We are not going to algorithm chase. I tried to do that. If we say Taylor Swift, Taylor Swift, Taylor Swift, maybe we'll get some more. It's just a joke. We are not going to algorithm chase. I'm not going to buy the latest, coolest thing all the time just to have the latest, coolest video. It's just too much stress. It's too much money. I'll give you an example. The St. James amp. Fantastic amp. Mine's for sale, by the way. $600 shipped anywhere in the United States. I need to sell some stuff. We'll get into something very important here in a couple minutes, and I'll tell you about it. But anyway, I need to sell that amp. $600 shipped anywhere in the United States. And somebody in the comments said, you made a bunch of money off that video and you got it for free, so why am I giving you $600 for it? I'm like, well, first of all, I paid $1,200 for it of my own money. Second of all, I checked today and I made $103.88 from that video over the last 2 years. So one could say that I lost my ass on that video. And I didn't really use that amp that much. So chasing those sorts of things is not going to happen. We are going to make the videos we want to make. And we're going to make the videos that make the most sense to what you want to see, what we want to learn, what you want to know, and how we want to have fun with the guitar. I want people to enjoy playing guitar, and I want more people to start playing guitar. I want to push the hobby forward. I want to push the interest forward. I don't want everyone to be such a nerd that they don't even care about the guitar anymore. I feel like you could get so sucked in to all this nerdy stuff that you don't even zoom out and enjoy what you're doing. Like, this is fun. Guitar stuff is fun. What does John Mayer say? It's called guitar playing for a reason. We are playing. We are not becoming scientists, okay? We are playing. And so I want to really lean into that. So I'm not going to do all that algorithm chasing. And we're going to allow, while being consistent with our schedule that I just showed you, we're going to allow for some creativity here. And I know there's going to be some videos that flop. I don't care. I want them to be fun. I'm going to enjoy them. I hope you enjoy them. And I hope you look at our videos with the intent of enjoying the video. If you come here and be like, I need to access a video encyclopedia for a particular fact and that's the only reason I'm here, it's possible that our channel has evolved beyond that and you may not be interested. I want to be creative and have fun, and I want to create fun for you. I want to create things that are enjoyable to watch for you and for me to make. That's what I want to do, and it's going to be surrounding guitars. That's it, period. But that's what we're going to do. The other thing that we are going to do is one of the things that I have realized, this is a personal realization for me, is we talked about the interaction with people. You may not realize this or not, but Leslie and I are very introverted people. We are very quiet. We are in our own earbuds, even apart from each other. She's 10 feet over there, and we may not talk for 5 or 6 hours because we're both working, and we are both very introverted people. Something that I heard on someone else's YouTube channel, and I have come to the realization myself, is that comments in these comment sections are for you. They're not for me. Negative comments are for you. When you make a negative comment, it's not meant for me. It's voicing your own personal frustrations with your instrument, with your musicianship, with your talent or lack thereof, with your wife, with unspoken stressors that you've not addressed with your therapist. Whatever it is that you say in the comments is for you. It is not for me. It is not meant for me. And so therefore those things just don't really resonate with me. They don't register in my mind. I don't spend, people, like, the other thing too is people just want to feel right. And even when they're not, they can just feel that way. It's okay with me. I'm totally fine with that. Even when the comments are very positive, they're still for you because you're getting out a feeling of positivity that you enjoyed and you want to share that with the community. I love that. That's why we don't ever delete comments. We just want people that's for you. And so I have realized that, and I hope you realize that, and I hope you continue to do it. But these things don't trigger me. I don't get upset. People think I do because I make snarky replies once in a while, but I'm never, ever upset about a comment. I don't care. I shouldn't say I don't care. I don't react. I'm not a reactive person anyway. I just think it's funny most of the time. If somebody's really a moron in the comments, I laugh. I'm not angry. I never get angry about it. So that's an important distinction. So I just think people should really realize that. But it's very important to interact. It's very important to grow this community. This is the whole point of this. Be creative, grow the community. And so we're going to do it by two things. One, by sharing more of our personal interests on that other YouTube channel, because we want there to be an outlet for our personal interests, Leslie and I's personal interests outside of guitar stuff, so that you get to know us a little bit better without diluting the guitar channel, because we don't want to do that. This is a guitar channel. So that's what the other channel is for. It's been there for a long time, but it's growing, a little bit better, bigger and bigger. So the second channel is for that. It's always been for that, but a lot of people don't know about it. And the other thing is the community building. We are working on, in fact, I made a post over on Patreon yesterday, or a few days ago. How can we make Patreon more meaningful so that more people want to use it? The thing about Patreon's interesting is the community is so cool over there. There's about 100 of you, and everybody is really cool. And what's interesting about paying $5 is something about paying $5. It weeds out all of the people that just want to take. There's something about $5 that just levels up the level of interaction. All of a sudden, we're all friends. There's no morons over there. There's nobody saying stupid crap. Everybody's cool because they paid $5, they've invested in it, and now they're like part of a thing. And it's really cool. So it's not even necessarily about the money. It's about the mental switch that happens when you do that, when you invest in yourself and then you invest in the community that you want to be a part of. It's really cool. And so we want to keep making that bigger. As far as what we do there and the value that we get, I've been trying to upload videos almost every day. I'm working on that with my phone, just little things that are going on around the shop. There's a live chat that happens over there. People want to chat with me in Facebook Messenger and all these places all the time, and I can't answer them. I get too many of them. But that's one chat that I'm going to check multiple times a day and try to keep up on it. And I've actually got it going to a notification to my phone or in my watch so that I can really, really keep up better with that stuff and bring you value. That's something that we really, really want to do over there and build community. Because building community and making videos is why I want to do it. This is so fun. You may have noticed, oh, hang on, we got a super chat. I just posted what I think is a good suggestion. Excellent. Over there on Patreon. Thank you so much, Van Shank, for the super chat and for the suggestion. I will tell everybody, if you're not part of Patreon, we are having our monthly live hangout tomorrow night, Monday night. It's the fourth Monday of every month on Zoom. We send out a Zoom link to everybody who's on that level on Patreon. There's usually 6 or 7 guys there. Sometimes there's a gal or two. It's super cool. I think Leslie's going to pop in this week because she wanted to meet some of y'all. So, just pop in and say hi for a second. But we're going to talk about guitar stuff or whatever you want. Sometimes it's totally guitar related. Sometimes it's just hanging out and looking at new models, and maybe we're, talking about new gears coming out, whatever. Hour and a half hanging out, super cool, super chill. Mic is on, camera's on. We're getting to know each other. It's great. I love it. I like doing it. It's once a month. So that's tomorrow night, fourth Monday of every month, 8 p.m. Eastern time. We do it. It's something we've been doing for a couple of years now, and I really like doing that. So I just want to mention that since we're talking about Patreon. One of the things you may have noticed through this, I talked about making pickups a little bit as a job, but I don't know if y'all noticed this, but I've not talked at all during this video about making pickups and selling pickups being a goal of the YouTube channel. I said I was not a shill for anything. I'm not a shill for myself. Now, it is in my best interest to talk about my pickups, and we do. That's not the goal of the YouTube channel, though. And I feel very strongly about that. The goal of the YouTube channel is to be creative and to build community. And I believe, and I've believed this for decades, I've been doing this a long time. And I've been in a content, sales, marketing, running my own business since I was 17 years old and being successful. I've only failed at one. I was an insurance agent for 2.5 years. Sucked. Hated it. That's why I failed. And because one of my clients came to me and said, hey, do you want to come ride dirt bikes for a living and write magazine articles? And I was like, well, that's one of my dreams. So yeah. So that's the other reason. But my heart wasn't in it. So I sucked at it. I made money. I made good money. But I hated it. And I let that one go. Why was I even telling you that? Oh, relationship-based production. I believe that the most important thing to do here is to make friends with you all. That's why we have the off-topic hour. That's why we do these random videos on Sunday nights. I just want to be friends with y'all. I believe that a community drives everything else. And that if we have a community, I don't need to worry about people ordering my pickups. I will make good pickups. I do. But I don't need to worry about whether you're going to buy them or not. If you feel part of what we're doing and you enjoy what we do, then I don't need to worry about it. I don't need to get on here and be like, hey, go buy my pickups. Now I'm going to tell you, most of the time when I mention it, it's actually for new people because we get, new people coming in every day. About a little over 1,000 new subscribers a month, really. So, so they got to know, they got to find out about it. 60% of you who watch aren't subscribed. So, we got to tell you about it once in a while. But that's not the purpose. The purpose is to build a community, and then the community just buys the stuff. They just know. Well, it's the same thing. You do the same thing. Um, if you're like, oh, I need to get my car fixed, you don't just randomly call up somebody. You call one of your buddies and be like, hey, who do you use? Like, what's your, you got a guy that does this? Yeah. Oh yeah, my buddy over here. Okay, I'm gonna take him over there and have him balance my tire or whatever. It's the same exact thing. So we're just building community. It's just a different way because it's on YouTube. So it's just really important that I want people to understand that we're not out here pushing stuff. We're not out here doing. That's not what it's about. It's a creative outlet for me, and to be able to share us with you in a way that gives it a little bit more personable slant, other than just being a guy on the other end of a lens. Because you got to remember, I'm looking at a camera lens. You know what I mean? There's how many people we got here right now? We got 108 people. Thumbs down, Frank is here. We got 57 thumbs uppers, so we thank you. But I can't tell. All I can see is that lens, right? So, yeah. So, all of this to say, I need you. I'm not quitting, so I hope you don't quit. If I won't quit you, if you won't quit me, and I want to continue to build us something very cool. And I say us, I mean all of us. I want to be a place where you can feel safe to be in the comments, where you can, and I know it's a little idealistic, but I don't care. I don't care about sounding dumb. I don't care about sounding idealistic. I want it, so I'm going to build it. I've been building it for 10 years, and I'm going to keep doing it. I want a place that's safe for you in the comments. I want a place that you can come and ask questions on Thursday nights. I want a place that you can come and learn about stuff, but you can also have some fun, and you can joke, and you can laugh, and that if you run into me on the street, I'll probably buy you a beer or your drink of choice, and we'll enjoy whatever time, because this is a community. Okay? That's really what I care about. And so let's go through this. I just wanted to talk about all this. I think it's super important. Let's go through here. I just want to see some of y'all's comments and some of y'all's thoughts on this, and let me know what you think. I think y'all have been let's see. And then I got a football game to watch. I've been a viewer for years. Oh, interesting, Robert. I see that you have accomplished everything I remember that you said you would. I don't quit. I don't give up. Dude, I have been laying on the ground with my back completely broken in half. 28 degrees of deviation at T4 and 5. 3 degrees from being paralyzed from the neck down. Trying to breathe and not die. I've done that. I can do anything. And I will. I will. One viewer is more than one than you used to have. Yep, that's right. I just think about all the friends that we've met doing this. Let's see. You can't quit. Not now that you have a tie that matches your guitar. Yup. Exactly. It's not easy, but you got to do it, man. And honestly, I always listen to the guy that's wielding a knife. I love it. I know I've lost subscribers because of knives and firearms and stuff, but I'm just going to be true to myself. I mean, it's, I don't do those things, or I'm not interested in those things for the same reasons a lot of people are. So no collabs with Harley Benton. Nope. Yeah, cool. Nah, yeah, and I wasn't looking for everybody to say, um, you know, wasn't searching for compliments here or anything. What I will tell you is that I'm always looking for suggestions and output and input on things. Glad you did this chat. Helps cap off a good weekend. Cool, man. And the other thing too is, weirdly, obviously it motivates me. Like to do this. I've been super stoked the last few weeks. I am like really stoked. Well, here I will tell you, and I've not told the public this at all. Some of my own personal friends don't know. I did tell people on Patreon the other day. But we are closing on a house in about 3 weeks, something like that. The official close date is March 1st, but I think we're going to end up closing a couple weeks sooner than that. And the exciting thing about that is Leslie will have an actual office. We will have a studio, a specific studio room that will only be for shooting videos. And we will have a specific room only for making pickups. That is not one room that I have to convert every time we do something. That does not include the garage, which I have some big plans for what's happening in the garage this summer that you are going to hear about, and that is going to be an expansion of our business. So we are hugely into plan zone. And so if you see me selling some guitars, a real one without wheels. Yeah. I mean, we've not been on wheels for 2 years. We've been in an apartment. When we came off the road, road 2 years ago and sold our big motorhome, and I bought a B-class van. And we got this apartment, and it's a 2-bedroom apartment. We sleep in the other one. We just kind of have called this our office with a bed because that's what the apartment serves a purpose of, being an office with a bed, but it's not a real home, And so we've been wanting to buy a house for a while, and we knew which one we were buying. I'm buying it from some family, so the time frames just had to work out right with my family that owns the home and what they're doing and what we're doing. So now's the time. So here we go. So so the contract's written, everything's happening, and blah 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 blah. It's all appraisal next week, and all that crap. So all the stuff is happening. So once you see what's going on, it's gonna be super exciting. It's gonna be super exciting. I'm really stoked to have our own place. Really our own place without somebody banging on the ceiling the whole time, and to have dedicated spaces. So the creative of all of this is going to get better. And to have something it's not designed for us, but we are going to be able to arrange it for us to be able to shoot in and to be able to do what we want to do. Make sure you get the locks rekeyed. Jason, I knew you were going to say something like that. So yeah, it's a super cool thing, man. We're really stoked about it, and that's one of the reasons. So that's why I have an amp for sale. I'm probably going to sell my Fiore if it $2,100 shipped for the Fiore. I don't want to sell a bunch of guitars. The reason I'm selling some of this stuff is just to move less, and it's stuff I'm not using as much. I love my Fiore, so that's probably the last thing I'll sell. But and my son's getting married in 2 weeks, and I'm officiating the wedding. It's busy. We're crazy right now. So I got this sweet purple sparkly suit. It's gonna be awesome. I'm dressing like that wacky guy from Hunger Games. That's basically what I'm doing. So, yeah, man. So I hope that you are all here for it. I hope that you are all here for what we are about to do. And I'm not quitting. I just want you to be a part of it. And I'm just inviting you to continue to support what we do. I'm going to tell you to click on the links. I'm going to tell you to go to Dylan Talks Tone and buy pickups. I'm going to tell you to do all that stuff because we need it all to make a living. But at the same time, it's got to stay fun. And as we continue to evolve, I invite you to be a part of it. You guys are awesome. All 124 of you that have been watching. And the 78 of you who have given me a thumbs up on this, I appreciate you. And I hope you all have a great evening. I'm going to go watch football. And we will see you tomorrow for a video about the Gretsch. And then tomorrow night, if you're a Patreon member at that level on Patreon, we will see you for that hangout. And then we will see you for a podcast on Tuesday. Now, on Tuesday, we're going to talk about Grail guitars, dream guitars. I want to know from you, what are your dream guitars? Okay? I will probably put the thumbnail up for that tomorrow, which is a little early. Tomorrow evening. Once you see the thumbnail for the podcast on Tuesday, please go in the comments and start, what is your dream guitar that you're looking for? I want to know, because we're going to talk about that. Aspiring for a cool guitar is fun. So I want you to be a part of that one as well. All right, y'all. We'll see you later. Thanks for hanging out.